welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. Sorry about that technical difficulty. But I'm glad to see that y'all returned. I'm glad that y'all are here. And what I'm going to do today is debunk something that we always hear. We hear that women, let me throw some music on for us. We always hear that women are the creators of life. So let's get into that. For many years, we have heard women put themselves on the pedestal, proclaiming from that pedestal that they are the bringers of life, that they are the creators of life, that some of them say that they are the cradle of life. So let me go ahead and get into that. Weak men like Steve Harvey, for example, will go along with that. These type of men said that women should not bring anything to the table. In other words, a woman should not bring or add anything to a man's life, nothing of value. Now, let me tell you something. Whenever a woman says something like, I will give you a child, or whenever a man says, she gave me children, you really don't understand what you're saying. Because the words give, the words gave are different than birth. Birth is a functionality of the womb. Give, gave, and all that stuff right there are always preceded with intentions. If I give you something, I intended to. If I gave you something, I intended to. But when a woman gets pregnant, it's not because she chose to. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. But a woman has no power over that child developing in that womb. A woman is never able to control the gender of that child. That woman is never able to guarantee if the child gonna have mental problems or any type of disabilities because they have no power over life. If they was the bringer of life, then they will have power over life. They are not bringers of life. The man is the bringer of life. When a man plants his seed inside of a woman's womb, if you look at the sperm, it has a life of its own. It swims. That is life. The woman eggs reacts to the life that the man has put in her. The woman's womb is just basically reactionary. The life that everyone has on this planet come from men. Now, we always hear women say, no, if it wasn't for women, y'all would not be here. A society wouldn't exist. But that's not even biblically correct on a Sunday, because according to the Bible, y'all came from the rib of a man. By God's permission, we have the ability to put life in you. We bring life to you. You do not bring life to us. Now, a woman is a carrier of the life that has been planted into the womb of the woman. You are the fertile ground that we plant our seeds into. You are the thing that cocoons and encases the life that we put in you. When our life-giving sperm touches your egg and it begins to mingle and begin to take shape, you are simply there to house it until that child that we put into you comes forth. I know I'm gonna make a lot of people kind of mad today, but we're gonna get down to it. I see y'all on here. I'm gonna try to put some of y'all on the board right quick before I continue. What's up, Mr. Lawrence? I see you. Dank, I see you, man. Dark Man says that's BS dude or something. Whatever, man. Good to see you too. Jesus said I'm here from Memphis. Mr. Gino said what's up. He'll be back. How you doing, Willis Martin? What's up, D? How you doing, brother? See if I missed anybody. Thanks for the $10 there, Mr. Dank. I do appreciate that. And Corey Joe, it just says preaching. Oh, okay, I see. Hey, man, thanks, man. Now let's go ahead and get back into what I was saying. Let me give you an analogy, okay? A chef. Let's take a chef. When a man or a chef wants to bake a cake, it starts with his vision. Because everything that exists now came through a vision. Something that a man desired and put together the plan to make it happen. For the chef to bake the cake, he got to get the eggs, he got to get the ingredients, he got to get the pots and the pans, he got to get everything situated. All these different types of resources he uses to create that cake. But when that cake is completed, that cake belongs to him. Even though he borrowed from that resource, he borrowed from this to put it all together. That is what the woman is. Women, your eggs and all that stuff is about you. You are just simply a resource to get the job done that we intended to have done. Do you get me? A woman, if you were the bringer of life, again, that would mean you had power over life, right? That means you could conceive a child on your own anytime you wanted to. Also, that means if you are the bringers of life, ladies, that you would not have need of birth control or contraceptive because you can turn life on and off. You mistake your biology as something bigger than what it is. Without our seed, without our sperm, you would not exist. Again, the men are the light bearers. The men are the ones who bring light to you. We are the ones who bring life to this world by God's permission, of course. Now, another thing. If what I'm saying is so wrong, let me back up and really say something that's going to piss somebody off. The children of a woman belongs more to the man than the woman do. Women will try to keep men's children away from them because they're upset with them. But the man has more authority and more possession of that child than the woman do. Even if she carries that child for 9 months or whatever, even though she went through labor, everything she had to go through, feet swelling up and everything like that, that child belongs to the man more than you, and I'm going to prove that. If I'm wrong by saying what I just said, then why is it so important that a man signs a birth certificate giving his first and last name if that child does not belong to him? See, you got to understand the power of a last name when it comes to men. Hold on. The power of the last name. Last name shows ownership. We see it every day in various forms. When you see a woman say, that's my man, that's my husband, and a man says, that's my woman, that's my wife, both of them are displaying ownership as if the other one, the one they're talking about, is property that belongs to them. We say it in other ways like he belongs to me, she belongs to me. All we're saying is, to an extent, that's my property right there. So whenever a man places his last name on a woman or on a child, what he is doing is showing that that is his property, that belongs to him. The man, since he gave the ability for you to have the child through his sperm, he is the creator. That child belongs to him, not created as in God, but you know, God used him to create. I want to get that straight. I only believe God is, I don't play with that. Now, what I'm saying is, name one thing that a person creates that does not belong to them. Just one thing. If you create anything, even intellectual properties, if you create that belongs to you. That boy or that girl belongs to the man more than it does to the woman. Another thing, when he put his last name on a child or his woman, again, it shows that person, it shows that family belongs to him. Another good example, I pay mortgage on the house. My last name is on the mortgage. It belongs to me. I have a car and a truck. If they paid off or I'm paying notes, my last name is on the note. It belongs to me. All the utility bills, the water, light, and gas, is in my last name. First and last name, it belongs to me. So therefore, if you carry my last name as my wife, and if that child has my last name, then that child belongs to me just as much as you do. Now, when I say stuff like that, women get upset because you think I'm meaning in a derogatory fashion, meaning that you think I am trying to suggest some form of slavery. No, I'm not doing that. But we take possession of the things that matter to us, and we take possession of the things that we create. And the child that is within your womb belongs to us more than it belongs to you, because you had no absolute ability whatsoever to create that child without our help. You try to act as if the fact because you have eggs and the fact that you can give children, as you say, or birth children, as I say, that you're better than men. But you always have to return back to nature. Whenever you try to have children without a man, you have to go get, what is that called? Artificially inseminate or something like that. You have to go buy sperm, buy the seed that came from the man. You have to go buy the sperm that brings the life that comes from the loins of a man and put that into your womb in order for you to bring forth the child that comes from the man. Period. Think about it. 2 men can't have children. They have to adopt a child. 2 women can't have children unless they go through that procedure of getting that buying sperm or adopt a child. But when a man and a woman comes together, when they come together, they don't have to go through any of these loops or any other these things that you're talking about. They can just come together and his life-giving seed creates the child. Let me put some of y'all on the screen right quick before I continue. Excuse me. Let's see. Right here. Okay. The top shelf equal men. It's the man seed. Exactly, Mr. Lawrence. Real talk, my brother, the Jeremy Hills. Oh, that's Lawrence. Thank you, sir. Facts, Trump feelings. I see you. Mr. Lawrence Ross, greetings, gents. Late, but in the building. That's all right. As long as you're in the building, man. Have a seat. Let's see. Andrea Griffin said, I definitely agree with the intellectual property. Thank you. I appreciate Miss Griffin. He says, facts. Mr. Yadig says, speak, bro. He says, need to be said. Other gentleman says, exactly. And what this say right here? Hope I say that right, man. In vitro fertilization. Let me see what this says right here. It is the woman that is the helpmeet. She helps the man. The sperm cell is the life, and it has a 3-day. Yeah, good point. I'm gonna pick it back up what you said and continue on. The woman is the helpmeet. How does she help? By being the temple that houses the seed. The things that God put into that woman's belly or her womb works with what we're got planned. A helpmeet is a subservient, or you can call her an assistant that helps with something that's already going on. You can't help somebody who ain't got nothing going on. If the man intentionally want to get you pregnant, your body works with the man. Why? Because your body is supposed to be submissive to the man anyway. Period. Just like your minds are. Excuse me. Before I continue on. Like this. All right. Now the difference is you got to understand a woman's eggs, as I said, is reactionary, but a man's sperm is proactive. Because the sperm, the seed, when it's over 300 sperm come out of ejaculation or something like that. When that thing gets in that woman, it has a plan to get to the egg. Everything in the woman responds and reacts to what's going on in her body because of the seed. So therefore, women, you are not the bringers of life. The ability to birth, does not place you higher than a man. All these women want to do now is usurp the authority of the man. They want to usurp the authority of the man. In other words, they want to overthrow the man. They want to always make themselves to seem bigger and better than a man. So I want to knock you off your high horses today and let you know you are not what you say you are. I don't know what it is with this generation where women want to just go ahead and belittle men in everything that they contribute or do. Without us, you would not be here. Without us, you would not be safe. Without us, you would not enjoy the conveniences that you enjoy now. Without us, you wouldn't have all these so-called equal rights without us approving of them. You had to protest. You had to walk. You had to go to the ballots. You had to fight this way and fight that way to get equal rights, right? But who are you petitioning? Who was it that you was asking these things from? Who was the main ones who had the power to grant you that? The men. The men chose to allow you to have the things that you have now. And ever since then, we have been dealing with your negative attitude and you exalting yourself as if you almost is God yourselves, but you're not. You are not the creators of the child. You are the carriers of life. The men bring the life to you. Hold on 1 second, please. Give me something. Okay, I'm gonna need y'all to get the lights up right now before I continue on. Get the lights up before I continue on. Until then, we're gonna have to hear some circus music until you get the lights up. Get the likes up. You don't want to like it, you can leave. Get the likes up. Okay, here we go. Let me change that back now. Hold on one second. Okay. Now we get back to being cool with the jazz. Appreciate the getting the likes up. Now, as I was saying, without us, you wouldn't be here. You're not, again, hold on, let's see what's going on. I'm gonna put some of y'all on the screen right quick before I continue. Hold on. Hope I get everybody. I'm moving so fast with this. Yeah. Willis Morton, 300 million from Mr. Gino. That's right, Elijah. We determine the sex of the child to an extent. I'm gonna say to an extent. I'm gonna get to that in a minute, if I don't forget. I'm gonna put some of y'all on the screen. That music, man, that's the circus music, man. Bozo music, baby. Exactly. That's right, Mr. Lawrence. Hit the like button. That's right. Thank you, Adrian. What up, Canada? I see you, man. Mathis 8. Thank you, Mr. You dig? And get back to what I was saying. So, for the gentlemen, see, some of you are not doing this intentionally. Some of you are not trying to sound like a simp or a beta male. That's just how that is. Because we have been told these things since we were young. That the woman is the creator, all this, bring her alive and all that she gives you. She doesn't give you anything. Like I said before, if the woman had power like that, she could tell you what the child is going to be before she have to go to a doctor to find out what it's going to be. If she had full conscious control of that child, she could determine whether or not it's going to be a boy or girl. How many women do you know that say things like, I wanted the girl, but I got a boy. I wanted the boy, but I got a girl. If you really were the bringers of life, the manipulators of life who had power over life, you could make the child to be whatever gender you wanted it to be. But you can't do none of that without the power of the man's seed in you. And like I was about to say earlier, I say God, in my personal belief, God has the final say over what gender is going to be, boy or girl. You know what I mean? We have the ability to produce boys and girls, but I believe, my spiritual belief, that God determines that. That's my personal thing. But let me put it up here. Elijah. Yeah, she is the helper. She's the helper, Elijah. She is. All right, Mr. You dig? Exactly. This is why I say, now I'm going to tell you something else. Any woman, see, back in the days, traditionally, the woman, the wife, always took her husband's last name because that represents, as I said earlier, control, authority, possession. Now, when you meet women who refuse to take the man's last name, what do I mean? Women who want to maintain that last name when they had a maiden name, when they have their last name with a hyphen in between and then the husband's last name, the majority, not all, but the majority of those type of women are the most rebellious women you will ever see. All you got to do is look no further than Hollywood and you'll find almost every woman who has their maiden name with a hyphen and that man's name at the end. They are always divorced. They're always full of crap and problems. Now, example, Jada, Pinkett, Smith, among others. You see, when a woman, don't marry a woman now if she doesn't want to take your whole last name and drop her maiden name. because that is a red flag. That lets you know right there that she does not want to submit to you whatsoever. She's going to be with you on certain terms, and most likely those terms is going to cause you great distress and anguish. It was common to take the man's last name. You want our provision, you want to be underneath our provision, then you have to be underneath the umbrella of our name. That name represents our legacy. You become a part of what we are. This new age stuff, man, where I don't want the last name now. I just do what I want to do, then put them on. No. Put it up here real quick. Oh, excuse me. Now, what I'm about to do is put a video on the screen. I want you to hear what this lady got to say. I want to do a monologue, then do a little bit of half reaction. Then I want you to hear this. Excuse me right quick. As I pull it up, ladies and gentlemen. Let me turn the music down for you. I'm gonna make sure you hear this lady. I don't know how loud this was. There we go.
Women are the carriers of life. Then that means that men provide the seed of life. So that means technically the children belong to the men, which is why children get the...
Didn't I tell you? I had watched some of this and I thought about some of the points that she had, and I expounded upon them. And then some of these things, I just not really watching the full video. I just saw part of it, but she's right on point because she's saying pretty much what I'm saying.
Technically, the children belong to the men, which is why children get the last name of their fathers, because the children belong to the men, right? So with that being said, why is it that women always talk about children in a possessive ownership type of way, as if they weren't simply the carriers of the child? Like why do they talk about men as if men wasn't the whole spark of life that gave them the children to carry? Like if it wasn't for men and their seeds, none of us would be here. So why do we always talk about men in a passive way when it comes to children, but we want to act like women were solely responsible for birthing children?
Now, I thought that was a very excellent point. See, I'm not crazy. There are some women who actually get what I say. Now, what I'm about to do is open the lines. Oh, thank you for the Cash App, Mr. Lawrence. I see the Cash App that you sent on my email. Now, hold on right quick. And thank you. I'm going to put all y'all on the screen. Just give me 1 second to put you on the screen. Let me put this up here first, and I'm going to shout y'all out momentarily. Put the banner up. Okay, there it is. Let me get up here. Let me shout everybody out right quick. If y'all want to talk to me about 5-10 minutes long, all you got to do is email me across the thing, going across the screen, or tell you the email. But let me know in the comments that you did it. All right, let me put some names up here right quick. D said the seed. Willis Martin. Sound like Mel. You funny, man. Salty balls. Shit. Brother, you wrong for that one, but hey, it's America, man. Salty balls. Thank you for your $10 donation, man. Hey, I'm a different type of cat, brother. I'm gonna mess with you. All right? I like to have a good old time, man. I'm a good old country boy. But Salty Balls says, thank you for the $10 donation. That shit really tickled me. Above and beyond said, salute Mr. Hill. You are doing great work for Black. Thank you, man. I'm glad you appreciate that. We're just getting started, man. I just reached the passed over the 8,000 subscriber mark, and when I look at my numbers and the trajectory of everything that's going on, I'll be at 10K before the year is up. Maybe around 11 or 12K. Let me see. Okay, I'm checking my email in case anybody wants to join me for about 5 or 10 minutes. If not, I ain't the type of dude that stay on here that long for live streams. All right, let me put up here. Adrian Robinson put his thing up there. Dank, you're laughing at Salty Balls name. I know what you're laughing at, brother. I know what you're laughing at. That took me by surprise too, brother. It really did. But that's cool, man. I love when people can be individuals, man. I really do. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. And put was it Corey Joe saying salty? Do y'all know each other? Damian Cross, salute. In the military, we got to put it right perfect like this. You know what I mean? Like, salute. All right, let me get to the next and see what's on here. It's talked about get your ass, ask the rest of the space about me. I support our brother. Me and friendly trouble. That's what's up, man. You're welcome. Thank you for the extra 10, man. Thank you for the time, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, hit that like button now. Let me check and make sure that y'all hitting the like button again. Because if you don't, you know what's gonna happen. Bozo the Clown music finna come. Let me check. Oh, okay. We good. Y'all done hit the button. Okay. I didn't have to do that after I was. All right. DG in the house. Softy Balls talking to Corey Joe. Mm-hmm. Yep. What's up, D? Corey Joe, salute. Okay, that's all of them right there for now. So if anyone want to jump in here, we can talk about a good 10 minutes or so. Anyway, I try to expound a little bit more, I guess, on what I'm talking about in case somebody want to change their mind about joining up in here. But so let me get deeper into this. We are living in an age of egos. Egos. Hold on. Thank you, Elijah, for the $5, man. I appreciate that. What up? Thank. Now, like I said, we live in a world full of egos, and the men have become spineless. We have allowed our women to take over. We have allowed feminine energy to get into our community so much that boys and men are reflecting feminine traits more. Now, this is not bashing anybody in the LGBTQIA divided by 4. I'm not talking about that community, okay? I'm talking about where are the examples of true masculinity? Because when masculinity comes along, y'all want to bash it. And one thing we have to understand about masculinity is that our ability to put our seed in a woman is masculinity. That is a masculine trait, to put a part of our life force into another woman, into a woman who brings forth more life because of us. Again, I am debunking and knocking women off that pedestal of I bring life. They always make you feel sorry about, I carried you for 9 months in my womb. My feet hurt. I couldn't eat. I was eating pickles. I got sick. I had a craving for onions and all this stuff. And so what? So what? We have placed life in you. And I'm going to keep harping on that because we keep hearing about them giving us life. They don't give us anything. Because like I said before, to give, the word give is always preceded by intent. You cannot say that about biology or functionality of the womb. It is what it is. There's a function, there's a purpose of the womb, but it reacts to the seed of life that comes from men. So for all of you women who want to say, that's my child, you're wrong. That's his child. Even though the child is part you and part him, the one who has the most authority and the power of that kid is the father. This is why I don't like myself. I don't like men who just knock up women and don't take care of them. I don't like that. I really look down upon that. Because once you understand how precious your seed is, you'll look at life in a different way. Now, women, it is still your fault if you get pregnant by Pookie, Nook, and Ray Ray in there, because you had the choice. And don't give me that BS about you didn't know he's going to be this way, because majority of the time, women sleep with the type of men that they already know they are bad for. They already know that. So, again, stop abusing your God-given divine ability to have children with the wrong type of lesser men. But also, stop being so prideful. Stop being so arrogant to the point where you believe that you actually manufacture life. You don't do nothing. All you do is nurture the life. You birth the life that men put into you. Women was never born or created with the ability to create life. Life, even in the Bible, y'all came from us. Your life came from God using us to bring you here. And what did Adam say? I'm going to call this thing, this creature, woman, because she's flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, my bone. You know what I'm trying to say? So stop putting yourself above men when it's actually the men who are above you. That's right. Oh, they are men. You're right. Putting y'all on the screen right quick. Check my email. Oh, thank you. Above Beyond for the Cash App. I just seen it on my email. What is this? Adrian, what are you saying, bro? Let me see. Let me read your Oh, you want to come on, Adrian? Okay, hold on. All right, Adrian, I just now saw your email. I'm going to send you a link so you can join the show, okay? Hold on. Now, we're going to keep it kind of short today, man. 1 second, brother, man. Okay, Mr. Adrian, I just put you on the thing, brother. Whew. Might should have ate before I drank some more of this scotch. People ask me all the time what I'm drinking. I'm drinking, my favorite is a 12-year scotch, single malt. It's called Macallan. It comes out of sherry oak cask. I would say that it's a smooth finish, a rich color, got taste. It tastes like you taste fruit in it, but it's not sweet. You got to get it yourself. I forget how to really explain it right now. It's an art to drinking scotch like it's an art to smoke cigars, man. All right, I just sent you the link, brother, so I'm waiting for you to come on. Thank you, Mr. Yadig. I do appreciate that, brother. Somebody got to talk about it because I'm so sick of men pandering to women. The thing with society today, in my most humble opinion, that you are giving women too much power, too much liberty. The more liberty and freedom that a woman has, without control, she's going to go wild. A woman is supposed to be controlled by her husband, not to be abused by the husband. But how can you be a leader without control? How can you lead anybody who refuses to allow you to control them? When they say independence, that's all that means. That just means I do not want to be controlled. I want to be the author of my life. But what if you're writing the wrong story in your life, author? Now you want men to come in and bail you out. Yeah, this thing keep going out. I'm not lighting it completely right. Hold on. I'm moving too fast with the cigar. You got to do it in a circle and all that stuff. Much better. And if y'all wonder why I do this look like ticky thing, I was on a ship. I went to Afghanistan and I caught an injury on the ship on the flight deck when we was out there at 9/11. So when I sit down, it sometimes gets uncomfortable, but I don't do this all day. It's only like when I sit down for long periods of time, I start doing that. But when I move around through life, I don't do it. So anyway, just to let you know. Let me check my All right, Mr. Robinson, I guess you decided to change your mind, so I'm going to go ahead. If you want to hit the thing before I get off the show today. But I hope. What about partnership? What do you mean, Corey? What do you mean? Oh, partnership. Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. There's no such thing as a 50-50 partnership. Is that what you mean? Let me know if that's what you mean before I break that down. Corey Joe? What'd that say? Salty balls. Man, I'm gonna call you. I can't call you that, bro. I'm gonna call you Saul, bro. I was a storekeeper. I went to the military as an undesignated airman. As an undesignated airman, that means basically you can strike out to whatever destination you want to be. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't. I just went in, get out the country. I was at a little small town. I was there to give you about a year or so to decide what you want to strike out to be. I chose to be in supply and logistics. So when I got out there, I became a supply and logistics head officer of the United States. I was in the working on the flight deck around the flight deck. You got A1, A2, A1, A2, A4. But I slept in the same quarters with them, and I worked in primary. Primary is when you with the air boss on the United States aircraft carriers. I worked in primary, so I'm up there with the air boss in them. So that's where I was at. And then when I struck out, I went to supply and logistics in the head officer. I was on a Kitty Hawk, USS Kitty Hawk. It was a forward deployed ship. You know what I mean? I think it's a 7th fleet. I think what's called a 7th fleet. So when the towers fell, my aircraft carrier, which was not nuclear, but all the destroyers and the submarines and all that stuff, we went out there. We functioned as what they call a lily pad. So all the different type of military branches. You know, we had the SEALs, we had commandos, what they want to call them. That was on our ship, and we was outside of Afghanistan. We were so close enough you can hear the things blow up. You can hear things go boom. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much where I was at. I was out there during that time. To answer your question, and thank you, Saul. Well, you're killing with that name, man. I can't call another man Salty Balls, man. I can't. Oh my God, man. Thank you for being here, though, bro. God damn. Oh, you're a deck seaman. Okay. All right. I know what that is. Yeah, Salty B. I call. I'm gonna add you right now. He just popped on the screen, man. Hold on.
What's going on, my brother?
Well, goddamn, don't you look fly today? How you doing, brother?
Oh man, I'm just chilling. I was about to go up to a sports bar later and watch them Cowboys.
So what you got to bring to the topic, homie?
I was wanting to ask you what your thoughts was on the fact that they what they do, that try to leave out this when you think of a man and a woman coming together, one brings balance to the other, right?
Yeah.
And when a lot of time they don't like to credit the ability of a man to produce.
I agree.
And that is also a lot of men don't really give themselves credit, about, hey, I was able to give you a child.
I agree.
So my ability to produce should be valued higher than your ability just to carry, because not all men can even carry children.
I agree.
Produce children.
Yeah, some men are sterile. That's right. I agree.
And also you have to say, well, it's less of us than it is of you. Yeah. There's more of you than there is of me. And if I'm producing like a mother sucker, and that makes me that much more of value.
I'm sorry, man. You made me smile when you said that. But the way you said, I don't know if it's the head or the shame, but you said, I'm producing like a motherfucker.
Producing like a mother sucker over here. I'm pushing the things out. I ain't popping no. You know what I'm saying?
I know, bro. I'm giving you. I mess with you, bro. But yeah, I mess with you hard, bro. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. I agree.
Yeah.
With what you're saying, I really do. We have to get to the point where I think men have forgotten who they were, brother. We've forgotten. You know what I'm saying? Because we have gotten so weak and spineless that we have pedestalized women so much to the point that we don't see the value in ourselves or our abilities. We always push it on the women. The women are like gold to us and silver. That's what I've noticed now. This channel is about masculinity, old school traditional masculinity, man, where men were men and we understood what that meant. You know what I mean? That's where we at right now.
Oh yeah, man, we gotta get back there, man. Cause look, a lot of these guys walk around sipping. I was talking to one of my brothers the other day, and he lost sight of himself. He's supposed to be putting himself first, and she comes second. That way he can lead and he can be the person out in front. He don't need to be putting himself second to her. He told me something, on the lines of, you kind of like, well, I trust her. I said, no, brother. You got to always put yourself first.
Because Jesus trusted Judas, right? All the disciples trusted Judas, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
You see how that went?
Didn't go
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah,
It
at
don't
all,
go
man.
well when you do that. A man have to always stay on his P's and Q's, on his note. You can't
Right.
do that. It just don't work that way. You gotta have
That's
control of
right.
your woman. You gotta
You're
have
right.
control of the situation. You cannot be where she making you this and that. Now I give it this here. This is another thing I want to say here. You know, get your opinion on it. You know that
Okay.
if now the only bargaining thing that I say for ability of having children is your genes, your attractiveness, but it's not guaranteed that they gonna come out with your looks. But I give that some value because we've heard it from our Jay-Z. You know, I only mess with her because she got good genes. You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever, cool. But we also need to know how to look at these young ladies in a different manner. If they at a certain age, we got to start valuing them like that. We can't be sitting here allowing them just to take advantage of us. Because a lot of older women, they won't start asking for more once they after that age of 35. They start having stuff but they put off things too long, and they saying they want to be in these long relationships, and they ain't trying to have no kids. They want to go to school. Well, it got to be a consequence for that. It got to be a consequence for that. You got to start. The consequence is you don't get to say, well, hey, I'm not, I gotta ask for this and this and that for a child. Well, if you going out there and make yourself very, you know, I'm looking for the word. You be able to go out there and make provide more to the household, and it's all right. I really wish they would understand though that even if you are providing like that, don't mean you get to get a man like that at a later age. You got to
See,
start saying, uh-huh.
no, go ahead.
And you got to start considering, hey, let me just get a decent guy this considerably a stable guy in the game. You know what I'm saying? It's not trying
So what?
to.
So what do you want my opinion of? You say you want to ask me my opinion of. What do you mean?
Yeah, what's your opinion on that? How you look at it? What's your stance on that?
And what is the question again? The question?
When they get older and start asking for more, but they don't have children, or they come with children, even vice versa, you can use it that way.
Are you at? All right. I'm trying to make sure I understand. So, is the question is, you want to know what I think about women who are older who have no children, about them being demanding? Is that the question?
Yeah, so they demand for a man's for his provider skills, but something should come with that. You should
Okay,
be
I
able to
got you.
either
I
give me
got you. I got you.
you should be able
I
to
got you.
promise me children, or you should be able to say, I'm gonna provide like a summer gun up in this household. I'm gonna bring you some more peace in there. Like,
See, here's the thing, and I agree with you. A woman has absolutely no value if she's not feminine. That's the main thing. Because, as you said, a man can produce a lot. Women won't. Mankind, men have always been the supplier of everything, other than God giving this to us. But we are the ones who supply everything: protection, provisions. We get you pregnant, bring forth children. We replenish the earth from our seed that we plant in you. A woman, her main function is to be just a helper, just to be someone. See, the way that they have value is through their ability to comfort, to soothe, to encourage, and to promote. I mean, to push your agenda. Whatever the man's agenda is, if she's on your team, she's supposed to be a part of that pushing your goals. She's supposed to be comforting you. God never made the woman to get degrees and to get high earning jobs. That's why men are not turned on by those qualities, because that's not natural. It's not natural for a man to want a woman to provide, because it is the man's job to be a provider. That comes naturally to us. But when a woman places herself in a position of where she can be a provider, we don't respect her or look at her the same way as we look at a feminine woman who is willing to treat us nice, who's willing to get on our programs and our agendas. We would value the woman who's more cooperative than the woman who is more successful. She can be very, very successful, but we don't want her unless it's for sex and she looks good and stuff. But when it comes to the long haul and choosing a woman, and we get to see that you want to be the domineering force in a relationship, we're not going to want you. And to answer your question further, a woman must always bring something to the man. She has to bring what is called a sacrificial offering to the man. What do I mean? She has to sacrifice her masculinity. She got to sacrifice her independence to be dependent upon the man, cooperative with the man. Now, when I say these things, I'm not talking about a man being abusive, a man that's dictating. I'm not talking about a man who treats a woman wrong. But in order for you to get with a decent, good man who is on his purpose and grind, you are going to have to sacrifice things about your personality in order to make it work. That means you have to sacrifice your bad attitude. That means you have to sacrifice the way you disrespect men. That means you have to sacrifice the world views of how men are looked at, especially in the black community. You have to come to us with a humble heart and with a spirit of sacrifice in order for a relationship to work if you're with a good man. Now, if you're with a Pookie and a Ray Ray, it don't matter what you do because he don't care about himself. He don't care if he go to jail. He know what he's doing is wrong, but he don't care. Do that for those type of men. But for men who are about their purpose, you will always have to bring a sacrifice to that man. The problem is women are too egotistical and too prideful and so accomplished that they feel that they don't have to give. They feel that they should take. That's not how relationships are supposed to go, especially if a man is a leader. If a man is leading in the military, if a man is leading a group of people, they have to sacrifice, they have to sacrifice their own individuality to follow him. You cannot be in a 50-50 equal partnership with the same amount of power. There has to be one person who has the power to lead. And if you're with a man that you don't trust that can lead you, then you made a stupid decision. You should never got with him. That's your fault. But for decent men, you have to bring something to the table. In other words, you have to add value to what the man has already got going on. If you are unable to do so, or if you think you are going to be a hindrance or dead weight, you need to move the fuck on. That's what it is. I hope I answered your question with that.
Yeah, you touched on it, man. I'm gonna say this. I want to add to it. Well, my stance on it. See if we was if we in the same alignments on this. Cause man, I don't know if you have a better way of saying it than I do, but if you come with children, you must understand some men out here know better than to deal with you and start paying. And you can't come with the attitude of this man must be able to provide for the whole home, or he got to make this certain amount. It's not really required. It's not for him to really come in like that.
Exactly.
That was never his domain. So you asking for a substitute. Now you asking for a substitute to come in. No. You had an original teacher. Your original teacher gave you them children, right? Now
Yep.
you want to ask a substitute to come in and start just freelancing off what that teacher before done gave you. The criteria of the man before. Now you want to create this new atmosphere of peace and happiness. But no, it don't work that way. They think you coming into their life. No, you coming into my class, sweetheart. Now
That's
you
right.
coming into my class. Now you got to relearn what you're supposed to do here. Now the requirements to get in this class, you must be able to retain my literature. You must know, hey, look here. I need you to go out here and produce because you already come with 2 or 3. I'm giving you a second chance. This second chance school now. You know what I'm saying? You come with kids. If you don't come with kids, now I'm gonna say this: you must be willing and be very open about saying, I can't have kids, or hey, I'm
You're right.
gonna provide like a summer gun. We're gonna make another option. That's not there no more. A lot of women not even comfortable with doing that.
That's
So
true.
that needs to be implemented into our community. If you can't have kids, don't come out here. Don't. And if you late We don't need to hear about you talking about man, I'm not gonna say it needs to be implemented. It's there. It's just we need to understand some things here that have been mistaught to us.
I agree. I agree.
Because if you come as late on having children, you need to come with them finances that you went to school for. You hear me? Yeah, that all that money you came with. Now you want me to have all that money I came with, right? I come with. Now you need to be able to pay that 20,000 down for the have kids and all that good and stuff. Dwayne Wade is a good example. Did you hear how many times he had to go through that with her in the trauma?
Let me tell you something. Dwayne Wade does not represent real manhood.
But I'm saying this is a realistic situation.
Excuse me.
This is a verifiable realistic situation.
Hey, excuse me. One second. I'm sorry. I agree with you saying, but I want to say to him, he's not an example of good men. He is a productive, successful man with talent. But the way that he carries, see, manhood is more than money. Manhood is logic, reasoning. You understand, being analytical and temperate. And that's what we are lacking in our community, because masculinity is not only inherited, but it's also, to some degree, taught. The young men that's out there right now who are shooting up people, getting all kinds of trouble. And I was a gangbanger. I said it in one of my videos, I gangbang. I was never taught the right path of masculinity. The street dudes taught me. You get what I'm saying? When I was selling drugs and all the stuff I did, I learned that from the streets. We got to put some accountability on the brothers. Stop knocking up women if you're not going to take care of the child. This is a man's channel, so I love you enough to tell you what's real, even if it hurts you or not. If you're doing that, you need to stop, because you are also part of the problem that's destroying our community, because these little children are becoming heathens. They don't have souls no more. They don't have souls. They are incapable of feeling empathy for anybody. No empathy, no sympathy, no love. Love is taught. It isn't just an emotion. You teach how to love your mother. Your mother teaches you how to love your father. Every emotion comes with some form of education. But when you release a child into the streets with nothing but emotions, with no guidance, you will have hell in the community. And that's what we're facing right now. And that's what picks me off. Now, oh yeah, I gotta say that the Do Better podcast. Thank you, brother, for $10. Oh, you was an Air Force dude? Oh, yeah, I don't know if you even call y'all military, man. You know, we always talk about the military. Air Force don't do nothing, man. They're PRT. They just run around on a bicycle or some shit like that. I'm messing with you, brother. Salute to you too, brother. All right, but yeah,
well, I was kind of saying on the basis of the financial point stance, where a woman would want you to provide, but if you ask her for a child and she wants you for your provider skills for, however, for marriage, provider skills. She wants your provider skills because you a rare man, but she come in late and say, "Oh, I made this one kid," but a
woman never has the right. I'm gonna jump in on. Wait. I gotta cut you off sometime because you say some good points, and I gotta address the points you make. You gotta get... All right. So what you said about you want to give only one kid, a woman has absolutely no right to tell a man how many children they have. I'm gonna tell you that right now. She has absolutely no damn right, and also, it's not in her control. Remember, she's a bringer of life, but she cannot determine whether or not she's gonna have twins, or 4 babies, 6 babies. She has no power in the say so of that. All right, y'all need to, not you, gentlemen, not you, Adrian. I'm talking about everybody else out there who may be watching. Y'all need to stop putting women on pedestals and giving them so much authority over you. Where are your balls at? You let women run over you. See, I go back to the days of old school masculinity when I saw my daddy. I came from a bad, broken home, but I saw my uncles, my daddy. I saw examples of what masculinity was. And those men, like it or not, they might not have been the best men, but they were men. They wasn't scary. They wasn't scared they wouldn't back down on a personal principle or belief. A woman cannot tell. You know, them old folks used to call these type of men, and I picked up on it. When you let a woman tell you how many kids I'm going to have, you let a woman tell you, I'm not going to do this. You know what they call, you going to do this? They call those men hen henpecked men. Henpecked men.
Oh yeah.
That's what they were called back in the day. You know what I'm talking about, Miss Adrian? You understand?
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
heard
saying,
that.
Adrian?
Yeah.
And it's still the truth today, Adrian. It is still the truth today. I have never seen so many henpecked men in my life, man. Scared of a woman, scared of losing a woman, scared to walk away from a woman, scared of the woman come in and fart in his face. He said, okay, as long as you don't do it next time, it's crazy stuff. Afraid of being alone. A real man is not afraid to be alone.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
I'm gonna do a show over codependencies and the attachment styles that exist, but I'm gonna tell you how they affect the Black community because I see a particular attachment style that's most common in the Black community, and I'm gonna talk about that. But one thing I'm gonna say, codependency is bad for men. Men are so codependent upon women. What if she don't like me? What if she leave me? You base your happiness upon a woman. If she's not happy, you ain't happy. If she doesn't validate your manhood, you don't feel like a man, that's codependency. A real man stands on his own 2 feet. If she doesn't like him or if he doesn't like him, who cares? Who gives a fuck? A man makes his own way. A man is innovative. A man is a trailblazer. We don't care. We create. And I think we have to get back to that point where men was masculine and strong and really was independent. Women got the word independence from men because men have always been independent. Women jump over interdependence, which means she's independent, he's independent, and we work together. They go straight to independence because women today want to be men. And that's the problem. We have allowed the women to become men, to have so much power and authority that we are fearing women. Sorry about that. I went to a little rant.
Oh, you all good, kinfolk? look. I was, the thing is, if you can produce, but she cannot produce well. I'm trying to see what is this even an argument? This needs to be said since the women want to be so, independent and they want to try to make the most money and put off things. Should they be paying for their lack of ability to have children? Should that be after a standard?
They should. I think if a man knows what he wants, because most men want children. Now, not all men want children, even when they 50 or 60. They may not want. Not everybody's cut out to be a parent. I think that's a stigma you got to get removed. Not everybody wants children, okay? But most men do. If we go to a woman and we want children, she has to give us what we want. We got to stop compromising so much. Like I said in one of my videos before, I think it's called Why Do Women Reject Men, or I don't know what it was, but men have to get back to being the alternative and not the option. Men have gotten to the place in their lives where they have settled with being an option. Men today will work on themselves, become the better version of themselves just to become an option to a woman. Never that. You work to be the best version of yourself to become the ultimatum. In other words, it's this or that, yes or no, or choose. If a woman cannot get on your program or your agenda, you reject her and find a woman that will. So far, men are comfortable being options. She can pick for any man she wants. You know why? Because they're weak. They're simps. There'll be men waiting on a woman to call him. If she don't call him or text him, he always calling her. What you doing? What you doing? That's behaving like an option, not the ultimatum. Either she chooses to call you and show the same amount of interest that you show her, or she goes. There's too many women out here. Stop settling for lesser women, especially if they got baby daddies. Their value is less than the gum that is on the bottom of your shoe. And I'm not trying to say that to be insulting or disrespectful, but women devalue themselves on the data market every day. Every time a woman get a new body, she devalued herself. Every time she has another child out of wedlock, she devalued herself. Every time a woman quit a job and don't have no idea what she's going to do in the future, she devalues herself. Every time a woman throws away her femininity, she devalues herself. Men do not deserve this type of women. We don't.
Exactly right.
Don't ever settle for a woman like that. Because what women have done, they have deceived weaker-minded men into believing that you should want them. Why? Because they look good. They base most of their value on their appearance, but appearance will fade. The woman that's 20 years old, that's fine right now, would not look that way at 62. And sex does not keep a relationship strong. Sex has nothing to do with love. All this BS about we made love, we're making love. Nowhere in the Bible has God ever compared sex to anything like love. Sex is a function. It's pleasurable, but the sex is used as a vehicle to impregnate the woman to replenish the earth through children. Sex don't mean nothing. It feels good, but it means nothing. What matters is if a woman is cooperative, if a woman is feminine, if a woman is submissive and kind and pleasant to be around. That is what matters. Is she suitable to be a mother? Is she suitable with domestic skills? Fuck academic skills. Forget your degrees. Can you cook? Can you clean? Can you keep house? Can you keep peace in the house? Can you add to the peace that's already within the man's heart? Or are you going to bring stress? What are you going to do? Those are what matters to a man, and those things are what matters in the long run. And women have got this stuff ass backwards, and men are falling behind their asses because they're weak. They are not only thinking with their penises, but they're thinking because they are insecure. Only an insecure man follows behind a woman. Only an insecure man lets his woman lead him. Now, that's all I have to say about that.
I guess we better end on that note there. That's a bad message you gave there, man. That's what they call that stomp down message right there. You stomp down. That's a stomp down.
Where you from?
Right
where you from, brother? Before you get out, where you from?
I'm from I live out here in the Dallas DFW area. I'm from East Texas.
You're not too far from me because I'm over here by Houston. I'm in Richmond right now, but Houston, Texas. Yeah. Okay.
I do a little workout in Conroe sometime.
You out there where they hang brothers. You better be careful.
I'll be real careful, man. I'll be on the look.
I think in Conroe, they still putting the N-word. You hear about that fire station, the fire department? A woman or the man came into the fire station, they put the N-word, they spray painted it and go home, all that. Splendora and Conroe is one of the most racist. I don't know if it still is, but it's one of the most racist places out there. So be careful out there.
Yes, sir. All right, man. I appreciate you giving me, because I ain't know nothing about that, man.
You better look it up.
I'm in and out of there.
You better look it up, man, because I'll be wondering how come you ain't came on to my next live and stuff. They don't strung you up.
Man, check over. All right, man. I'm gonna get out of here, man. I appreciate you letting me come on as always, man. I appreciate you always doing this wonderful work out here, man. We keep supporting you, man. One day, hopefully we start seeing some of this unfold,
I appreciate that,
all this work we keep putting in here, man. We're gonna continue to hold form and hold frame. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're gonna keep doing. All right, check out, brother. Thank you.
All right, have a good one now. Have a good one. That brother funny, I like him. It's the Southern Brothers. All right, I'm about to shut this down. Let me see. Okay, nobody else came on. No one else has sent no requests. That's cool. Let me know what y'all think about today's thing, man. Let me know what y'all think about today's thing. Put some music on for you. I love jazz, man. When I hit 10K, I'll probably be opening up, because I said it before. But after I hit 10K, I'll probably be opening up a jazz channel. All the songs you hear on my channel and other ones you never have heard will be on my jazz channel. I will encourage y'all to subscribe to that when I started. Also, I'm going to provide a book over some of the things like I covered today, and over principles of how to be a man. What is a man? I'm going to talk about manhood, because we need to have a refresher course, or we need to teach the younger what a man is. Being a man is not being aggressive all the time. We have mistook aggression and violence for manhood. Just because you are angry and hurt people does not make you a man. I know, because I've done it. I went to jail for it. For doing things to people. And you can look me up. Jeremy Hill. I locked up in Florida, Houston, extradited. Man, I know. But I didn't have the teaching. God came along, gave me the wisdom later. But I'm going to tell you something. I was making these little books, and I put on Amazon, and I hope y'all purchase it. It won't be like a big ass book. I don't read big ass, but it's gonna be like something like thin, and it's just gonna be about principles. Thank everybody who came on to the show today. Thank everybody in the comments. Sorry I couldn't put all of you up. Thank everybody who sent some money. Thank everybody for their love. I'm feeling good because the scotch is kicking in, but I'm not drunk. But thank you for helping me get over 8,000 subscribers. This channel is gonna blow the F up. Praise God for that. This channel took 4 months to get monetized. In less than a year, I'm at 8,000 something. Thank you. Cheers. But the show don't stop. We're going to affect our black communities in a positive way. We're going to teach people masculinity. We're going to teach people femininity. We are going to change the way things are. We're going to plant seeds in each other's hearts, minds, and souls, and we're going to let that thing grow in our hearts till it change our character, because we need a character change. We need to change our character, our mindset. The way that we think has to change in order for change to come. There's no change without a change of mindset. There's no change without shame. Without shame, we cannot change anything, because shame identifies what is wrong. So we need to stop pandering to everybody. We need to learn how to stand alone as men in order for things to change for men, for the next generation of men to come. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for turning into the show today. And I will be seeing you next time. You know what I mean? So all I want to say to y'all is God bless y'all, and y'all be careful out there. You hear? Take it easy.